Hello, is it me you're looking for? Is it another happy pod you're looking for? Yes, it is, because it is the only podcast in the world that is officially endorsed and approved by Mr. Sunday Movies himself. And it's the only podcast, to my knowledge, that he's ever appeared on.
It's true.
Hello, shut up. Hello, and welcome to this show, which is another happy pod, which I may have already said. My name is Nathan, and I'm joined by him.
Me.
Shut up. What's your name?
It's Lawrence. Hi, everyone.
No one cares.
I know, the thing is now, it's got to the point where I know it's coming, but I still have no other
You know what I'm
reaction.
going to say?
Yeah, I know.
No one cares. What they do care about is finding out what this show is all about, Lawrence.
That is true. They do actually come here to find that out exclusively and then tune out. This is the show, Nathan, where we talk about all kinds of things: movies, TVs, games, pop culture, the umbrella term for all of those things listed. But we try and talk about it with a bit more of a positive spin. We do not like all that toxic stuff. We don't always succeed, but we do have a good time.
You don't have to say that, you know. And I know that's like kind of become a branding.
Yeah.
But I feel like you think that you need to say that.
I feel like you're being kind here, but if I didn't say it, you would have called me out on it.
No, because what you said worked. What you said about, like, we don't want the toxic stuff, that worked. That's fine.
Yeah? I got that from you.
Yeah.
It's all from you, Nathan.
As it often is. I did like the fact that you said we discussed TVs. Not TV shows.
Oh, really?
Just, TVs. So this week we're going to be discussing the JVC 55QXCR27. A lovely model.
For two men in their 20s, we do talk about TVs quite a lot. We're always excited for each other when a new one is delivered to a house. We're always debating is a bedroom TV really necessary.
I don't have a TV in my bedroom. I don't think it is necessary.
Yeah, see, I used to live the bedroom TV life, but I've recently moved away from it, and I found I sleep better for it.
I do too. When I was a kid, I could not go to sleep without having the TV on.
Yeah.
Like, I would always need to have, like, a movie or something playing on.
And now you're a highbrow adult. You've just moved that to podcasts.
Not even. I can do, like, a few minutes of a podcast, but when I'm, like, ready to go to sleep, I'm like, right, I need to turn this off now.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it. What I can do is talk about a movie and a question.
That is true, Nathan, and I have the perfect bit of music to accompany that segue. Another happy question. We are finally talking about No Time to Die after doing an episode. I think it's beyond a joke at this point that we got to the week of No Time to Die was released. We both had ample time to go to see it in the cinema.
You had seen it, to be fair.
It was very frustrating for me not to spoil it. Because as we'll get into, there's a lot to spoil in this movie.
So about a year ago, we did, about around the time this movie came out, we did an episode on all the other Daniel Craig Bond movies. And I think even during that episode, I hadn't watched any of them other than Spectre, I think, maybe.
Yeah, the worst thing is you didn't even prepare for that.
No, yeah. It was four movies. That's like...
I watched them. I watched them for work, to be fair.
Yeah, you got paid to watch them.
But Nathan, so today, obviously, we will be talking a lot about Sir James Bond. Is he a sir? Is he?
No, he's not a sir. He's not been knighted.
Technically, he's part of the Navy, is that right?
Yeah, he's a commander in the Navy.
Interesting. They've really leaned away from that recently. It's just not. He used to always be on exploding boats in like the 60s and shit.
I think the law. Well, I don't know, but I think the law is that he was in the Navy, and then because he was so skilled or whatever, he then became a spy.
James, you're simply too good at not dying.
You're too good at having no time to die.
It's true.
So please.
Right. So my question was, as we know on this podcast, you're famously 9 times out of 10 against a gritty reboot of something.
Oh.
Well, I'm right. Specifically about like kind of like Batman stuff and like, but basically, there's characters that are from the 60s that used to be a bit silly, wacky, and goofy that have often, in the new era of modern blockbuster, been reimagined as a whiskey swirling, grim, gritty guy.
Yeah.
My question to you is, you have the keys to the Bond franchise. Now that Daniel Craig has stepped away and this era of James Bond is over.
He's dead.
Spoiler alert, I guess he is dead.
It blew up, I watched it.
To be fair, this was a year ago. He did get eviscerated by a barrage of fucking missiles. I love how there's no coming back from it. It was specifically designed to be like, if I come back, it's the dumbest thing in the world. So my thing to you is, you are now part of the Broccoli family. You are Nathan Broccoli.
This is what I've always wanted.
I know. And you have the keys to the James Bond franchise. You can cast anyone you want. You can do anything you want. I don't even have a specific point I want you to hit. I just want you to tell me where you'd go with it.
All right, cool. And I will answer that at the end.
Yes, sorry. If you're new here, what we do is I ask Nathan that question. Could be a hypothetical, could be a yes or no, could be a whatever, and we touch back round at the end of the show. So look forward to Nathan's answer if you are invested.
Or don't. Who cares? So, there is no time to die. We waited 18 months to die, I think.
Has it been 18 months?
No, like from when it was supposed to come out and then it didn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if you remember, Lawrence, but there was this little thing called COVID.
Nah, no idea.
That flared up just about like... As I think, like, this was one of the ones that, like, had the premiere and it was ready to go, and it was like the weekend of or something, and then it was just shut everything down.
Ghost silent.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig did more rounds of interviews for this movie than he's done for any other movie he's ever done in his life.
Daniel Craig did SNL. Like, he did SNL.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and he was, like, ready to go. He's like, Bond's coming out next week, go see it, whatever. Here's the weekend or whatever. You know that meme?
Oh, yeah, that is a good meme. I like that meme.
And then it just didn't come out for, like, almost 2 years. I think, okay, I'm just going to, all cards on the table, right off the bat here. I think this is probably the best of the Daniel Craig movies, which have been a very mixed bag.
Yes, very mixed bag.
They're up, and they're way down, and then they're kind of up, and then they're way down again.
Yep.
And they're all over the place. Okay, it's a very mixed bag. This is probably the best of them, but it's still incredibly dumb. There is a lot of dumb shit in this movie.
I would say that's fair. Would this be like Cinema Sins dumb stuff or actual plot dumb stuff?
Some Cinema Sins plot dumb stuff, but some Cinema Sins dumb stuff, but some plot dumb stuff as well.
Okay.
I feel like some of this plot is very contrived and could easily be resolved with like talking to each other. I'm talking specifically about the opening scene here.
Yeah.
There is no. First of all, I feel like I'm going to sound unnecessarily harsh throughout a lot of this, but I also just want to make everyone aware. I do really like this movie. I think it's a very good, very fun, great time. I had a great time watching it.
Yeah.
But it is very dumb.
Yeah.
The opening, though, again, one of the best openings, personally, I think.
Where does it, just quick segue, where does it sit in your lineup of songs? Because I know you're a fan of the Casino Royale song, right? I
do enjoy the Casino Royale song. Rest in peace to Chris Cornell, I think. Yeah, rest in peace to him. Great song. I know it's not necessarily a favourite, but I also enjoy the Jack White, Alicia Keys Quantum of Solace song.
I think it fits its place in the movie. I would never see myself putting it on.
Oh, I would. I do.
Nathan grabs the orcs at a party.
Another trick, a bitch, a fig, a chick, a pig, a jump, a chick.
What I like about that song is everything seems so out of place in it. Like, Alicia Keys is just riffing on the piano. She's just doing some like very cool jazz keys, and it's really nice and melodic. And then you'll just hear a from Jack White, which does not go together at all.
No.
I don't know. I like it. It's good stuff. I do like the song though. Yeah. Billie Eilish. I'm not a huge fan of Billie Eilish, I'm honest.
Are you not?
No, I think she's just a bit... Hey, I'm not really singing, I'm just doing this.
Oh, I think you're mad. I think she's got an amazing voice.
She does have an amazing voice when she actually sings and not whispers.
Oh, okay, so you think it's a lot of the time it's more of like a choice.
Yeah.
The singy-talky.
Like, she actually does a lot of singing in this song, and it sounds great.
Yeah.
But then there's other songs where, for the whole thing, she's just like... I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think she's one of them artists where the singles that have blown up have been engineered to blow up on the radio, But if you listen to her albums, she's way more talented than what the radio would have you believe.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful voice, and it is a good song. I enjoy it. But I'm talking like specifically about the whole opening sequence with Bond and Madeline on their honeymoon or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes to Vesper's crypt, I guess, and then there's the whole chase action sequence.
Wasn't she English, Vesper Lind?
Was she?
Was she? Because I think she was. Because I remember Eva Green sitting down and being like, "I think your plan's silly," and being very like, I don't know. She sounded upmarket. My point is, why is she buried halfway across the planet?
I don't think she was English.
Was she not
Maybe
English?
she had an English accent, but I don't think she was English.
Maybe family lived there. Who knows?
Yeah.
She's a fictional dead girl in a movie from
She's
10 years ago.
It's true. Yeah. But like maybe it's been like 20 years in this universe or something. I feel like it's supposed to have been a lot longer.
It has I didn't see it, but it had a date on a tombstone. But then they don't confirm what date this is.
Exactly. Yeah. Her tombstone does say 2006, which was when Casino Royale came out. But yeah, they never say what year this is.
Yeah.
But because then because in like the first two Bond movies, they take place over like a weekend or something, I guess. The first two.
Yeah.
And then in the very next movie, they're like, Bond, you're a fucking relic. You're
You
ancient and old.
bastard.
And like he was a brand new recruit in the first movie.
I'm so excited to get my 00 status, and then 5 minutes later, it's like, you decrepit old relic fuck. Retire. L plus ratio.
L plus ratio, indeed. That's what M says. She just said that.
she does the Fortnite, the L dancer. Get fired plus cope plus ratio.
Plus cope. Horrendous. No, okay, yeah, so speaking about this action sequence, I like all that. I think the action sequence is visually stunning. It's great to see Daniel Craig just jump about and kill himself again.
Yeah.
And just really fucking rough himself up while he does it.
Remarkable for his age as well.
Yeah. Well, a lot of stunt work, I'd imagine. But still.
Yeah.
He still does some great stuff. I just feel like there was no part of me, whilst I was watching that entire sequence, there was not a single shred of doubt against Madeline. At no point did I think, oh, Madeline actually has betrayed him. And he is very quick to be like, I hate you, and we're done, and this relationship is over.
Yeah.
And you have betrayed me and my entire life, and now you'll never see me again, and I hate you.
Is that one of your dumb things?
This is a dumb thing.
I think I agree it is dumb, and everything in a plot, I guess, is contrived to a degree, because if you spoke about it, yeah, you'd just be like, this is clearly one of Blofeld, my arch nemesis, one of his schemes. But I quite like the fact that it's like, it reintroduces us to a Bond who is like so unable to trust, which is crucial for this story as it goes on. But the main thing I like about it is he's such a fragile dude. Do you know what I mean? Like, you say one thing to him and he spent his entire... Remember, like, Vesper Lynd did betray him. She didn't just tragically die. She was on her way to fuck him over. I love the idea of Blofeld in his slippers in prison being like, it's my birthday this weekend. I'm going to fuck with James real quick. I'm going to bring up Bond, who is somehow my brother or something, and play a little practical joke on him.
I know what you mean in terms of, like, that's his flaw, and he does have deeply rooted trust issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even with that, I feel like if he just spoke to her for more than 5 seconds, and said more than 2 words to her, then he could have figured it out. Because they didn't talk at all. She just said, like, I got something to tell you. He's like, I bet you do. And then they just drove off.
In typical Bond fashion, yeah.
Yeah. And then he didn't say a word to her whilst he was just sat there whilst everyone and their mum shot at the car.
Yeah.
And he was just like...
That goes on for a while, you know.
It does. It's good, though.
I watched it, when I saw it in the cinema, I was like... Because, it's like that moment where, like, every single tap to the glass, you're like, it cannot take any more.
Yeah, what is that glass made of?
Yeah, it's something insane.
Yeah.
If presidents are getting shot, right, what's going on with this glass? Surely there are more important men than the 900-year-old fucking James Bond, who's retired at this point.
I do like the car chase for the fact that it is like pretty much just the dumb car from the 60s with all the dumb gadgets and everything.
Yeah, like the wheel spin,
like
fucking donut shoot thing.
Yeah. It does feel very. Again, I think I said this during the last Bond episode that we did. This era of Bond, it feels like it started off very much as, oh, we're gritty, real Bonds. We're not doing all this gadget shit. Fuck you. What do you want? A vodka martini? I have what I fucking want, you cunt, alright?
Yeah.
And this was like, oh, shake a martini. Vodka.
Yeah. There definitely is after was it the 60th anniversary for Skyfall?
50th.
Oh, on the 60th is Doctor Who, isn't it? If only there was a space where we could talk about Doctor Who a bit more in depth,
Yeah,
Nathan.
if only. Who knows?
Who knows? I feel like there's definitely a distinct difference. There was a clear point in time where they went, all right, Quantum of Solace, it ain't working, Chief. Bring out the dumb shit. Because this movie for me finds the balance between dumb and gritty. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
It's got a good mix. There's the dumb shit isn't ever. It's not like in your face dumb.
Yeah.
It's just stuff he'll use when he needs to.
Q, where's my laser pen?
Yeah.
There's none of that.
It's not anything like that. There is some dumb, cheesy, like, one-liners, though, all throughout this.
Yeah, welcome to James Bond.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the moment where he, like, kills the fucking Cyclops dude, and then he's like, oh, I just tried out that watch. It was mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
It's fuck off. I don't like that.
Took him way too long to figure out that watch would have a useful fucking thing as well. Like, it's a fucking EMP in your wrist, mate. Does it work on guns, maybe?
Well, no.
What does it do?
Guns aren't electronic, are they?
Oh, I guess not. Yeah, it's mechanism, isn't it?
It would work on that weird gun from Skyfall, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
25 minutes before the opening titles.
That's got to be the longest for any Bond one, right?
Yeah, maybe. Quite good, though. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. What do you think about all right, tell you what, one of my, because I do like this movie as well, but one of my gripes of it is that I think the supporting cast, the new supporting cast and the returning supporting cast, in the name of Felix Leiter, because I don't think he'd been in one since Quantum.
Yeah.
They're all great. Like Lashana Lynch, Ana de Armas, all good, right? All good stuff. Great inclusions. Do you feel like it got to the point where they were like, Naomi Harris and Ben Whishaw and stuff, which just put them in a scene. Job done.
Yeah. There really wasn't much for Naomi Harris to do, which is kind of a shame because she's good as Moneypenny.
Yeah.
It
feels like she wasn't ever really Moneypenny.
No, well, the thing is, Moneypenny, like classic Moneypenny, is literally just a secretary who Bond flirts with and shags every now and then.
She goes in for a meeting to M, and I'm pretty sure in Die Another Day, she like puts on a VR pretending to fuck Bond or something.
She does, yeah. A very technologically advanced VR as well. Like, fucking hell.
In fairness, I think if science is going to progress, the first priority is Pierce Brosnan's sex fucking simulations.
Yeah.
We've all seen him in Mamma Mia. You're lying to yourself if you think otherwise.
Yeah, so her character was entirely just, oh, Bond, oh, Mr. Bond, oh.
Yeah.
Just very much like that. But then with this whole Grey reboot, they tried to do, no, she's a field agent. She's really, look at her, she's getting involved in the action. Let's just now put her behind a desk for the rest of these movies.
That's apparently all she's got. She comes out at the end of Skyfall and she's like, I think I prefer the quiet life. I'm like, why?
All right,
it's boring. Also, I do like how they were like, Moneypenny's in the field. She's so good at being an agent. She shot James Bond in the fucking face. Oh, shit.
She killed him. She's fucking killed Bond.
She fucking killed James Bond. Oh no.
How many times in these movies has Bond been presumed dead? Yeah, I think Ben Whishaw has more to do a little bit. I like the fact that Ben Whishaw, he's towards the end, he's on the plane and he's like looking through his drawers for something, and he's just got a whole fucking tea set in there. Yeah. He's got like a teapot and all the fine china cups and everything. Yeah. And that's a fucking temporary lab as well, so he packed that specifically for this mission.
I love that half of his life is like cozy sweaters, hairless cats, cozy apartments, and the other half is on a carrier fucking jet giving instructions on how to operate World War II doors or some shit.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
No, but I guess my point was when they made, because Q obviously famously, like kind of like with Moneypenny, Q in the earlier movies is just a fucking useless old dude, right? Who invents the dumb shit of the movie.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they reinvented Q as like, because let's be honest, what fucking old geriatric is fucking fluent in technology these days? It's way more intelligent than Q was like mid-20s fucking super genius.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like this movie, I like what they did with the characters that were in it, but I just feel like those two were sidelined so bad.
Yeah, but I'm alright with it. There's not really much.
It's a shame,
needed
but
from them.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Now, this movie, it opens, after the theme song and everything like that, it opens with a sting, and it says 5 years later. We've jumped. We've travelled forward in time.
We have.
Bond is presumed dead once again, apparently.
Yeah.
We're at a chemical weapons lab of some kind. And I remember the first time I watched this movie, about a year ago, and it came up with that opening shot of the London skyline.
Yeah.
And there's the building, the MI6 building on the left, and it says 5 years later. I just remember looking at the background and thinking, something about that does not seem right.
Oh, God.
Okay.
All right. Nathan, listen to our previous James Bond podcast. Nathan has enormous gripes with how London is depicted in movies.
I've mentioned this on many different episodes of the podcast
Yeah.
as well. It annoys me. And I'm sure people, if you have experienced, movies or TV shows that are set in your or places where you've lived and stuff, and you know that things aren't accurate, I'm sure it annoys you too.
What it is for us is the same as New Yorkers feel while watching a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, exactly. So, it opens on that shot, and I'm looking at it right now. I brought it up on Amazon Prime so I could pause it. And it's specifically the building where the chemicals weapon research is housed.
Right.
It's a big, tall skyscraper, okay? It's at least, seems to be like around about the same height as the Shard, because you can see that in the distance.
Yeah.
And it's on the north side of the river, okay?
Right.
And I was looking, and when that first propped up, I just remember thinking, I don't think that building exists. Okay? And then I saw it, when I watched it again today, that same thought popped in. I was like, I know London quite well. I know the Londons. I could see it from my bedroom window at one point.
Yeah.
I know the London skyline quite well. I do not think that building exists.
Right.
I spent about half an hour this evening.
Of course, that's how you enjoy movies. Of course.
Yeah. This was after I saw the movie, but I spent about half an hour looking through maps of London. I got up a 3D map.
He's showing me now, everyone.
And tried to find the exact location of where this building would be, and I found it.
Yeah.
I found the location because I was fucking right. The building does not exist.
Right.
It's a CGI building, which is fine, whatever. But I just feel like
Oh, it's the first movie that's ever done that.
No, I just feel like everyone needs to know that building does not exist. This is a fictional London where there is a new skyscraper.
Yeah.
And that is important to me that everyone knows.
No, that's fair. Take that gritty, realistic reboot.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah,
cunt.
making up buildings. It's almost as if it'd be very unsafe to house chemicals like fucking murderous nanobots or some shit inside central London.
If it was real, it would be literally right in front of St. Paul's Cathedral, which is actually illegal. You can't do that. You're not allowed to build skyscrapers in front of St. Paul's.
Really?
Because, yeah, one of the laws is that St. Paul's has to be visible from all of London. So
That's incredibly important.
yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I looked at the London skyline when we were at uni and gone, I'll tell you what, thank God I can see St. Paul's.
Good old St. Paul's is there.
Yeah.
It comforts me. Keeps me safe.
Comforts paedophiles as well.
Oh, come on now.
It's a safe haven.
It is true. It is true.
I don't know if I'll cut that.
I keep it in. But yeah, that was...
Well, thank you for that.
my
That was your
rabbit
Nathan's conspiracy hour. I know I quite enjoy that. I remember watching this and I found the... I don't know why, because people have been like killed and shit in Bond movies before. I found the...
Name one person.
Bond in this one. Yeah.
Bond wasn't shot and killed. He was shot, and then he was killed.
The
but
woman
he wasn't...
The woman that James Bond brings to Javier Bardem Island, and she gets shot in the head when he's like,
Oh, yeah.
I win. What do you think of this?
Here's this woman you just had sex with.
Yeah.
This isn't a visual representation of how every woman is treated in a Bond movie ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty... Yeah, it does service that quite well, doesn't it? No, my point is, I just remember it being so, like... I don't know if it was just because, like, visually this is a stunning movie.
It's alright.
it's pretty juicy, I think. But yeah, those scientists, they when they all just get lined up and just shot in the head outright, and they're betrayed by their homie, I was like, this is raw as fuck. This is nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, especially because like 5 minutes before they're all having a joke about, I'm going to give you Ebola or whatever. I'm going to put Ebola in your cheese sandwich.
The dad from Outnumbered was like, "Oh, I'll give you fucking smallpox."
That is who he is. My reference was a lot more niche, and I actually couldn't remember it, but I'm pretty sure he was the doctor in a TV old sitcom called My Hero.
He is. Yep, he is. I know exactly the TV show you're referring to. I used to watch that religiously.
Good, isn't it? Good show.
It was very good. Yeah, I enjoy it. Thermo Man.
Yeah, that's it. Who was the guy that played him? His name escapes me.
It's the Irish guy.
Yeah, he's in Father Ted as well.
Father Ted. Yeah, he's do good. Father Ted.
Sorry for anyone not in the UK.
Yeah. Can't remember his name. He's also plays a cat in Doctor Who as well.
That is him. He's in Gridlock.
He is in Gridlock. Yeah.
And he's like, look at these actual cats I had sex and made.
My wife is a human, and we have cats that are just our children.
Will they grow up to look like me, or will they be big cats?
Who knows?
Who knows? If only there was a place where we could talk more about Doctor Who.
If only.
Right, let's get into the... Rami Malek is in this.
Oh my god, I hate him so much.
You hate Rami Malek?
Weird. Yeah, he's so, and I know he's supposed to be unnerving and make you feel uncomfortable, but it's just every time he's on screen, I'm just like, oh, I don't like you. Go away.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think an amazing choice for this role, personally.
Yeah, probably. I don't like the villain.
You don't like Safin in this?
No, I don't know what it is. Maybe it is the fact that it's just too much Rami Malek weirdness, but it's just there's not a lot to him, but then there's also too much to him at the same time.
Show your work in. What do you mean?
He's very one-dimensional, and he's very I like flowers. And I saved you as a child, and now I own you or something.
Yeah.
And it's all very one note. His performance is all very one note, and it's good. He does it well, and like I say, he is very creepy and unnerving. But then at the same time, it's just like, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't like it. He's bad.
I think the way to describe it, I like Safin in this. I like Rami Malek as an actor. I think his performance in this is great. He does a good job of what he's given. I can see what you mean about Safin being a bit one note, but I also think that, once you look I think this on a rewatch, I've seen this movie like fucking 3 times now. I think they made him the villain for the wrong person, because he's Leia Seydoux villain, right? He's
Madeline's villain.
Yeah, he's not.
He's got no history with Bond.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I didn't like it. That he is the man that killed Bond.
So would you have preferred that Blofeld would have been the main villain?
No. Hot take. I don't like fucking thingy as Blofeld.
I do respect the fact that they spend the whole last movie bigging up Blofeld, and they're setting up this big villain to be the ongoing big bad for James Bond, his arch nemesis, his rival, and then they just immediately kill him off in this movie.
As a plot contrivance to explain a nanobot.
Yeah.
As if anyone in the 21st century that's seen a modern movie needs a nanobot explained to them as well. No, I think my big problem with Safin is that he's less of a Bond villain, more of a Madeline villain, and one thing I
that's too woke.
One thing I never like, and we spoke about this a little bit on the Fallout podcast. Give me a villain that speaks like a human being.
Yeah,
do you know how like it's such a.
They've always got to have like a weird quirk, don't they?
Yeah, and maybe I don't sound media literate right now, but I'm a little bit tired of the life is what we make of it, Mr. Bond. And when you look in the flower of the garden of life, and shut up, fuck off. Like this movie is almost 3 hours long. Be like, I'm gonna kill your wife. That's what I need to know.
That's a bit boring.
All right, dress it up a little bit, but fuck me, get there, dude.
Yeah. No, I do know what you're saying. It's all very poetic and...
Yeah, and there's a place for that. I don't want to say that's a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
I happen to think they nailed it perfectly in Javier Bardem's character. No, mainly because he started the movie, and for a lot of the movie, he was just like, you think you're really smart, but you're not, and I think you're dumb. And then at the end, he was like, when he was getting to his goal, he was like, now I'm going to be a bit poetic. Whereas Safin and like Rami Malek in this movie, from day dot, he's just slow and very elegant, and I'm gonna it's the slow knife that I will draw from my breast that I shall stab you with. And it's, all right,
Isn't that quote from The Dark Knight Rises?
probably. Same shit, man. You telling me Chris Nolan... I like Chris Nolan, but you're telling me he doesn't wank on a page from time to time?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So he practically fucking invented it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think maybe I'm trying to be too progressive here. Is it offensive that we keep scarring Bond villains?
No. I don't
Is
think
it?
so.
Is it not a little bit like he looks like a freak? Do you know what I mean?
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But no.
But maybe it's
I
not.
don't think so. Yeah. It's just a classic villain thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, a scar isn't... There's no community of scarred people who are like, no, we're not evil.
That's true. Yeah, I guess. There's no one's being marginalised by it, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not hurting anyone, is
Yeah.
it?
I'm not going to apologise for being too progressive, Nathan. I tell you who I love in this movie.
Anna de Armas?
I wasn't going to say her, but let's do her. She's great.
Don't say that.
That was innocent. You made that naughty.
Come on.
I'm keeping that in. You made that naughty. People need to know that you're a filthy man.
I feel like that connection would have been made by anyone.
Yeah, but you're the only person here, Nathan. You just had to make it, didn't you?
I don't want to do.
I'm not going to apologise for being too progressive, Nathan, and calling you out.
So, sorry for being woke.
No, she's phenomenal. I love the gambit that she's like. I've had 3 weeks training. I'm gonna fuck everyone up.
I read. I was just reading some trivia on IMDb. The 3 weeks training thing is because she actually had 3 weeks of. And like Anna de Armas had 3 weeks of training, and she was quite worried about it.
Yeah.
And then the director said, "Oh, say that. That's quite funny. Say that."
Side point: the director, not a good guy.
Who is the director? Cary Fukunaga?
I think it's Cary Joji.
Cary Fukunaga.
Seems like you knew who he was. You just wanted me to say it wrong.
Well, I mean, I said it.
I'm not going to apologise for being too progressive now.
What is he? Is he Me Too'd and everything?
No, yeah, in a way. There's lots of. I don't know if there's substantial rumour enough, but there's claims and allegations been levied against him that he is. He kind of, counts down the days until an 18th birthday. He's had a bit apparent. Again, this is all allegedly. I don't know the truth of this, and I don't know enough to talk about it in depth. But apparently, there's a lot of kind of like slow pressure for like girls to film like intimate scenes on like movies he's produced on or directed in the past. And I don't know. Again, I haven't seen any of his other films. He may not even have a movie where there's scenes in it. But a few people have spoken up against him and said he's not the best. Yeah, not fruitful stuff.
Not great, yeah. Not great stuff.
And I'm not going to apologise for calling him out and being too progressive. Speaking of being progressive and moving in the right direction, Nathan, there is a wonderful new 007 that the world just embraced so warmly.
Well,
no one was angry about this.
What you're saying is you hate the new 007.
No, I'm not saying that. I think Lashana Lynch is an incredible actress, and she was a warm addition to this movie, and I'm very excited to see her play Miss Honey in the new Matilda movie.
I'm also excited to see her play Miss Honey.
Yes. Great in this. I love that, like, she's introduced to Bond, she does a little typical, she does the Bond thing, where she walks into an environment and she's like, I'm not going to tell you who I am for a little bit.
Yeah.
And have a laugh. She puts on a little accent, which is great. And then I just love the fact that, like, Bond's like, are we going to have sex? And she takes her wig off, and he's like, it's not the first thing that usually comes off, but you just see it on his face, and he's a little bit like, huh, I'm a bit out of my depth here. I've 2 women that don't want to sleep with me? What's going on?
I know, yeah.
What's happening here? No, I love the fact that there's just it's a bit of silly humour, but that I like the running joke of like who gets the 007 status now.
See, I did like it up until she weirdly just gave it to him.
It's a legacy James Bond last movie thing.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed like that was the only reason for it, though.
Yeah.
It seems like the reason for it is because this is his last movie as James Bond, and he's going to die, and he needs to be 007 in the last bit of the movie. So let's make him 007. It felt like there was no reason for it, other than the fact that it's legacy and shit and Bond.
And I think to that point, it actually would have been more powerful to have him die not 007. Maybe that's fucking, as General Zod would say, heresy fucking to some people out there. And, but For everyone
Like
that...
a 00 fucking 22 or whatever. Just
Yeah.
some shit number.
I think the idea of the legacy would have been further cemented if she made the gesture and he was like, "Nah, hang on to it" or something.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Yeah,
I
so,
think.
I don't know. Maybe look.
I feel like the movie very clearly showed us that she had earned the moniker of 007. That
Yeah.
she is a good agent who can handle her shit.
Yeah.
And she knows she's got the job for a reason.
Yeah.
But then for her to be like, no, you should be 007. It's, I don't know, just felt weird, really.
Daniel Craig, it is your last movie. You should be the 007 in this movie. It's an arbitrary... I get it's a code name and it's iconic and blah, 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 and it's in the logo. But it's an arbitrary fucking number. Look, you don't know it's your child yet, although if you have half a brain, you know it's your child. And
Oh, I got stuff to say about that.
and your child and your partner have been kidnapped, and you're like, now's the time for a riff on my code name. Get in the plane. Go.
But he's also doing riffs about eyeballs and fucking.
He is, yeah.
Like, he's always riffing.
No,
He's
they're
always
safe
testing
at this
out
point. He's earned the riff for the eyeball sequence. Right, go on. Let's do the... James Bond has a child.
James Bond has a child, and it's very obvious. It was obvious from the start of the movie
Yeah.
that Madeleine was pregnant.
Yeah.
Like,
She clutched her stomach for a very
Yeah.
long shot as it
she
went in.
she clutched her stomach, which is, as everyone who's ever seen the movie, is a visual language that says a woman is pregnant.
Yeah,
So
that or
there
a
we go.
hard cut to a woman bursting through a toilet stool door and being like, "Blah, blah, blah." Well, I guess that's what I think it is.
it was no surprise. And then Bond meets the kid, and he's like, "You got a kid that looks about 4, almost 5 years old," and she's like, "Don't worry, it's not yours." And he's like, okay. And then they go do the mission or whatever, and then the movie is like, no, she is his, but Bond doesn't know this yet.
Yeah.
And then on the phone to her at the end, she's like, she is yours, and he's like, I know. I'm like, yeah, we all know.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking knows. Like, this is... What is this whole... Why... I don't understand this whole contrivance in the first place. Just say she's yours. We all know.
I liked it.
It's not a mystery.
I liked it when Bond...
Dumb.
Dumb, oh no.
I also feel like they very purposefully turned up the intensity and the colour grading on Daniel Craig's eyes
Yeah.
for this movie,
Yeah.
just so they would pop and appear a lot more blue, because looking back at the others, they're not that blue at all.
They're not that blue. And...
But in this one, they are popping, man.
Yeah.
They are like... They are in your face.
Oh, they're off the charts. And I think this whole movie does have more of a kind of a visual pop. Like,
Yeah.
this movie has a lot of nice colour. There's I can't remember the account's name that I follow on Twitter, but they take a still, like they take the colour hue of every frame of a movie and they make a kind of an artwork of like the overall colour spectrum of the film.
So fucking pretentious.
It's cool. I like it. It's good art, Nathan.
Film.
Oh, sorry, everyone. Nathan's paid an AI artist this week, so he's not on the wave, and I'm not gonna apologise for calling him out for it. No, I basically, but yeah, I saw that of this movie, and it's like a nice warm blue, a nice greens. They emphasise it a lot, and I'm pretty sure they must have gone all around the fucking world to find a girl that has a similar like colour of an eye, or just the biggest eyes. I'm not here to criticise a little girl's appearance on a podcast, but what I'm saying is she got some
I
big
feel
eyes.
they could probably just CGI the eyes.
You know, like in YouTube thumbnails when they make people like have bug eyes on Photoshop to get the clicks.
Yeah.
They just did that for her for the whole film.
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
What do you make of M?
He's got to go to jail, right?
has
Surely
to.
he's got.
He
Surely
has
he's
to.
got to go to prison after this. Like, how's he still in the job?
Yeah.
But like,
He fucked it.
He fucked it massively. He sanctioned the creation of a chemical weapon that was then used as a weapon of mass destruction and killed how many people? Like, quite a lot of people in this movie.
Oh,
and the fact that
yeah.
it's still some people still have the nanobots on them as well. It's, I don't know.
It's still there's going to be a large collateral fallout from this.
He's got to go to prison.
Yeah.
But then at the end, he's like, "Oh, we'll have a whiskey and everything's fine." Apparently,
On we go with the job.
soldier on.
Yeah, chip. But performance-wise, I think this is his finest go around.
My God, he's thirsty. But yeah,
It's a great line. It's a very good line.
It is a good line.
Daniel Craig, you kind of forget, and it's because Daniel Craig always shines in these movies, but like it's more about what's going on and the villain and the plot and everything else. And he's the cornerstones. He's always there, so it's sometimes easy to forget him. But he's phenomenal in this movie in terms of that line is a perfect example of it. Just interrupting M straight out, going, "My God, you're thirsty," and just those lines are brilliant.
He's very good. He is very good. M was good. Just throw him in jail. Get him out of there.
Yeah. There's the direction in this again. If Cary Fukunaga is a bad dude, Cary. If he's a bad guy, then I'm just going to give all the credit to someone else, like Nathan. Yeah. Good job, Nathan, on this direction.
Thank you. I did it well. No, give it to Phoebe Waller-Bridge, because she did a lot with this movie, didn't she?
I don't know what she
did.
did.
A lot of writing. I think she did a lot of writing.
I tell a lie.
The script.
I do know she came in and she fleshed out Madeline's character to almost be the emotional backbone of the film.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I'd imagine before Phoebe Waller-Bridge came on board, there was like every female character was just very one-dimensional.
Or it ended in the beginning. Blofeld was like, Madeline's betrayed you, and Bond just turns around and shoots her straight in the face. Just point blank 9mm to the skull.
Yeah.
And then he goes dun 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 dun. No, she's great. Yeah, I don't know how this happened, but I adore the fact that Phoebe Waller-Bridge's career has kind of U-turned into bring in the woman writer. I want to point out that is not what I think. That's a Hollywood executive.
Okay, right, okay. But she should though, because
she absolutely
a lot of these guys cannot write women.
No,
at all. So
not famous for their treatment of women. The Bond franchise.
Yeah, I'd say Chris Nolan could do with having fucking Phoebe Waller. I know that might be blasphemy to some people, but fucking hell, he could do with having her in the writing room at some point.
Yeah, it's also like.
Do you remember the one woman character in Tenet? Me neither.
I think I also don't think that's I don't think that's an enormous criticism either. I think it's more in case of like give a woman an opportunity to do a pass, to use experience that you don't have as a man to write from the perspective of a woman. Like it makes sense. And there are people that don't need it, and there are people that absolutely do need it. And the people that do, I don't think you should be ashamed to be like, this could use a fresh pair of eyes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing to admit. I wish more people did admit it. There'd be a lot more interesting roles for women out there.
We should always shame Chris Nolan whenever we can, though.
Look, great director. I think his writing leaves something to be desired. That is just my opinion on him.
I enjoy this movie. I don't enjoy tiny robots. I think they're dumb.
They're always dumb, yeah.
That's dumb and stupid, and I know it's a fictional spy movie, and it's it's heightened and it's whatever, but there's no that's not possible in any sense whatsoever. It's completely implausible. Today anyway.
Can you imagine if this was made in the 60s and the robots were like actual like kind of floating drones that were crudely like craned in on the set? So like the nanobots, they'd just be like you go up to someone, shake their hand, and the robot would just jump onto the other person's back or something terrible.
Just like a fucking Doctor Who monster from the 60s.
You know, like how terrible the fucking old Cybermen used to look.
Yeah,
just one of them, but you're giving it a piggyback.
Just some cunt walking around in tinfoil.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that would look pretty rough.
That would.
Don't like the robots. I think that's very dumb and one of my biggest criticisms of the movie. But at the same time, I don't care. It's like I said, it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. I think it's a good send off for Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
and I like that they put a button on it and killed him as well. Like they ended it. They didn't like. Bond has never really ended. It's never been like, oh, now Pierce Brosnan will retire or whatever. No, he's still Bond and he'll.
It's the loose canon, isn't it? Like
but this is the first time they've actually like set their own version aside and had a start and end to it.
Yeah,
and,
I don't think it's respectful for what is easily the best era of Bond.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like
definitely.
Daniel Craig he owned this character for like almost 20 years, so I think it's a more than fair stance for him to be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm definitely done. And also I'd appreciate if these like iterations of these characters were just rebooted, because tonally it's going to be extremely weird to be like, hey, it's me, I'm Ray Fiennes, and here's the new James Bond, it's Henry Cavill or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's just boring. No one wants to see it. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
In a world where I think this and Doctor Who get the pass of, in a world where, you know, everyone wants to see a lot more like original properties being made than just reboots of things that we know and are familiar to us.
Yeah.
I think Doctor Who and this are the two cornerstones of that branch of cinema that I get really excited about for new announcements. I want to know who's going to take on the next James Bond.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's often an exciting thing, and it's nice to see someone come into it with completely fresh views.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's exciting. It's reinventing it. It's a whole new go at it, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes next down the line, whatever direction it may go in. Maybe it'll be too woke. Maybe it won't be woke enough.
Who knows?
Who knows? Oh, it's a different thing.
Side point, this movie is the sole reason for one of the most hilarious thumbnails I've ever seen on an anti-woke YouTuber page, and it is it's the 007 logo, but it said, I think it was something along the lines of like it used the double O's to spell woke.
Oh, I think you showed me this.
Yeah, and it was,
that was dumb.
It's just like, don't get me wrong, I admire the creator. Like, you guys could have some good, like, your thumbnails look like arse, but you could have a good career in creative graphic design.
Yeah.
But no, by all means, continue choosing to be angry at everyone on the internet for no reason.
First Bond movie to make me cry.
When did you cry, out of interest?
Toward when he was like, oh, I'm gonna die.
When he makes that phone call and is like, I'm
Yeah,
going to die and whatever.
Yeah, when he's on the phone to Madeline. It's a sweet moment.
It's a sweet moment. Imagine how funny it would be if realistically they didn't have any service out in the middle of nowhere in the ocean.
They're not on the phone. They're on like some high-tech spy radio or whatever. They're not just on like fucking EE's Kevin Bacon service, are they?
Perfect ad placement though, if you were going to put him in it. I also like the fact that he's not just like gunned down. He dies in like a self-sacrifice sort of way. So like, I keep seeing people across being like, Safin was the guy that killed Bond and Bond should never die. Safin didn't kill Bond. Bond could have gone off. If he had no conscience, he could have just got off. But the point is that Bond has grown to have a conscience and would rather die than risk people.
Side note, I liked the way he killed Safin as well. I liked that it wasn't some big, glorious revenge moment. It was just,
Yeah.
fuck off, walk away.
It was I think it was the triple tap, wasn't it? And he was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's good stuff. Also, he fucking breaks the shit out of his arm.
Oh yeah,
That is
does.
that's never been. I mean, he's dead anyway, but that's never getting reattached, even if he didn't get fucking clipped up.
Nah, he's dead.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is I like the fact that he's like irrefutably dead as well. Like, he dies in the most, give me 1 trillion missiles to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a great shot. One of my favourite little shots I keep seeing in all the
What, Bond dying?
yeah, just watch it on repeat. No, the lovely shot of Bond looking up as all the missiles come down on him, and it's nice, good moment. I
do also like the bookmark beginning and endings of the car driving through like the Italian hills or whatever, and it's quite almost dreamlike with the sunset and everything behind it. It doesn't quite look real. It looks a little bit sort of ethereal.
Yeah.
And I like that. That's quite a.
I liked it, and it was like you say, very poetic, and that's an instance where being poetic is quite nice, and I think is written into a movie in a very easily accessible way. What I wasn't a fan of so much was when Madeline turned around to her door and was like, "Here's the story of James Bond." I was like,
"No, here's a story of Bond."
James Bond.
What I didn't like was like she took her eyes off that road for a long time. And that road is winding.
Oh, it's that's like the Doctor Strange fucking crashes into the hills fucking road.
Yeah. You got to keep your eyes on that, but she's just like, and they're doing like fucking 90 as well.
Yeah.
Like,
very
you
unsafe.
Gotta stay focused. Yeah.
You realise that your partner and this girl's father just sacrificed himself so that you could die in a car crash.
I don't think this car has any gadgets either.
No, fucking hell.
Oh, what a downgrade as well. Like, we're just going all over the place here. We probably should have ended it by now.
Yeah, probably.
But he's got the Aston Martin DB5, the classic Bond car, the car everyone loves. It's great, it's fun.
Yeah.
He's taking the fucking beating like an absolute champ. And then when he gets back to London, the absolute downgrade to, I don't know what Aston Martin it is, but it's another one. And it's just like, oh, I'm going to drive this for 2 minutes down the road and then we'll never see it again.
Yeah.
Great. Awful.
No, yeah, I agree. It's just like how many Aston Martins. I'm pretty sure they get paid by the Aston Martin at this point. So like,
I believe Daniel Craig can just walk into an Aston Martin dealership and go, I want that, and they're like, yeah, all right.
it's gonna be better for us if you just take this, Mr. Craig. Yeah, no, I like the "we have all the time in the world" motif that goes on. Call back to, I think it's On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
There's a lot of callbacks to On Her Majesty's Secret Service in this movie.
Especially the song. It's just a lovely song. I remember it was stuck in my head for like a month after I watched this in the cinema.
Which song? No
We
thanks.
have all the time in the world. Good tune.
When's that?
I'm pretty sure opening credits, closing credits. There's the bookend. It's in the
I
car.
didn't watch the credit. I didn't watch the credits.
No, as in like it's the
it's
cut
the
to credit
start of
song.
Okay.
It's the "What I've Done" of the movie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the needle drop before the credits. I might be wrong though.
James Bond.
Dun-dun-dun.
Good stuff.
Good stuff indeed.
Yes, excited for bed.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's get you there, Nathan. If you have skipped towards the end, or you missed out on the beginning, what I do at the start of every episode is ask Nathan a question. In a segment we have called Another Happy Question. I give Nathan the span of the podcast recording to think of an answer, and then we revisit it at the end, which is now. I'll simplify it basically. Nathan is now Nathan Broccoli. He has the keys to the James Bond franchise and the next era of this character and world. What you doing, Nathan? How you shaking it up?
This probably... Ooh, not stirred. I'm going to shake it up.
I didn't even know I was doing it then.
This is probably not going to be original at all, and probably going to be something that everyone has heard and already thought of.
Yep.
But I don't care. We go back to the 60s.
Yes, baby.
We do Bond as it was supposed to be done. Just a weird misogynist from the 60s. No, don't make him a misogynist. But hire a guy or a girl. I would say John Boyega would be a good pick.
He's a good fit, yeah.
I like the idea of John Boyega. I think he'd do it quite well.
Give me 3 of your least favourite picks.
Henry Cavill.
Such a boring choice.
I like Henry Cavill a lot. I think he's a great actor. I just think he's probably too old for Bond.
Also, he's the size of a fucking house.
He is. He's too big for Bond as
Yeah.
well. He's a fucking brick unit. Who else do I not like?
Tom Hardy is the world's most boring choice.
Oh, never ever want to see Tom Hardy. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? No, go away.
Good guy.
Idris Elba would be good, like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
but
the boat has sailed, yeah.
it's long sailed on Idris Elba. And I know he does get brought up a lot, and I'm sure he would have been great, but it's too late.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Idris. Who else do I not like? I don't know. Judi Dench.
As Bond.
Yeah.
This time it's M again. The film is called 007 M again.
Again.
The opening scene, she wakes up in that barn in Skyfall and she's like, this time it's personal. And just loads of fucking whatever that stupid little gun Bond has.
And then the Walther PPK.
That's it.
Go back to the 60s, do the dumb fucking stupid gadgets, do the dumb Q branch shit, I don't know.
Kingsman is proof that the dumb gadgets can work if you do it right.
Yes, but don't do Kingsman though.
No.
Still be Bond.
Yeah.
And be good, but camp it up a little bit, have fun.
It's like nanobots in this movie. We all know they're dumb, but if you say it's not dumb, I'm like, all right.
No, I would still say it's dumb.
Yeah, but you were on board for the premise. You cried at the end, and that's the whole thing built on nanobots.
Yeah, that's true, but I feel like you can do something better than nanobots.
Like a laser pen.
Yeah, like do a laser pen.
Do a laser pen.
Do a fucking watch the size of your house, which has a fucking laser in it.
Yeah.
And just
Make Q like a super genius 12-year-old as well.
a big jetpack.
Yeah.
Fucking boots, that rocket boots or some shit.
Rocket boots that
Bond.
can also stick to walls or something. But like they're really ineffective and you definitely get shot up the wall.
But he's got those suction cup knee pads so he can climb up a building.
Yeah. Or do a very effective gardening session, one of the two.
I don't know. Just bring back dumb gadgets. I don't know. Just have fun with it. Camp it up.
Camp it up, camp it up. You've got to camp it up. Good stuff. Right, well, if you enjoyed this, you should check out our previous episode because we had fun guests, Mr. Sunday Movies and Ben from Canada, I believe it's pronounced.
Ben was not invited.
Ben was not invited. Ben, if you're listening to this, you really showed us up.
It's important for me that everyone knows that Ben was not invited. He just showed up, and we had a great time.
Yeah. We're also back in real time now. Because we had pre-recorded that podcast a while back.
We're pre-recording this podcast, but I guess not before any other podcasts.
Yeah, we're closer to real time now. Oh, what if there's a horrible window where this, like, the week we have on a lead up to this, like Daniel Craig is cancelled or something?
Oh no!
Like, and it's Glass Onion as well, so the time is rife for allegations.
Breaking Daniel Craig is cancelled, and also No Time to Die revealed as the worst movie ever.
Daniel Craig and the director of this movie were up to no good. No, I should not lump his name in with someone that's actually had allegations put against him.
He seems like a nice guy. Oh, here's a note I have that I didn't read out, but I'll just read it now.
Oh, good.
The episode
Halfway
is
through
done.
the outro. It's the prime spot for it.
R.I.P. to a king, Felix. Do I care about him? I probably didn't until this movie, but now I'm kind of sad that he's dead. So rest in peace, I guess.
I like Felix. I think most of his strong work is in this film. There's obviously the amazing moment in Casino Royale where fucking James Bond has gone full gorilla mode and is about to fucking just go in and murder an entire poker table. And Felix Leiter's like just grabs him by the wrist and is like, stop. And he's like, oh yeah, true, I do actually work a job. Like I've always liked Felix Leiter to be like one of the few people to call James Bond on his fucking utter shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Good in this. I also like the fact that when he comes back to the office, M's like, if it wasn't an insult enough that you're still alive and you haven't called us or whatever, you're working for the CIA. And then Bond is like, that's true, yeah. Anyway, I hear you're a war criminal now. How's the Geneva Convention going, Em?
Hashtag send M to prison.
Yeah, exactly.
Forever.
That's what we're
For
saying.
all his crimes.
Exactly.
Many crimes.
Yeah, check out last week. We had a fun conversation on Sunshine. One of our finest episodes. And also thank you, if he's listening, who knows, to Collins, who came through on the edit and helped us out with that. So it's a real Sunday Movies collaboration.
We've got quite a few of the whole Sunday team involved. I'm not sure if we've ever said it, but Chris, who does Weekly Planet Posters, at Weekly Planet Posters on Twitter, he's designed the little characters for our artwork.
Yeah.
He's also designed something else, which maybe we'll talk about now, shall we? I don't know.
Not now. Let's do it.
Not now?
Sooner.
Okay.
Let's do it sooner to the time.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, so thank you to Chris for doing that a long time ago. Maybe we mentioned it at the time, maybe we didn't. If not, perfect time to now.
But yeah, again, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Collins. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, James. Just everyone who's helped out.
But not you, Nick Mason. No, yeah, good collaborations. Speaking of good collaborations, me and Nathan will be collaborating next week on this.
You're the
The Grinch!
Happy Hubilation. That is our Christmas special. Join us for a festive drink. I myself will be having a Bailey's over ice.
Oh.
So join us for a festive drink.
Give us a little follow at Another Happy Pod on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Hive, on Macaroon, whatever it's called. On
Mastodon.
That's it. Whatever the fuck any of those fucking things are. I tried to go on Hive the other day. This is becoming our weekly segment of what's Hive up to.
What is Hive up to? I haven't been on it in like 2 weeks.
I went on Hive. Maybe right. Again, this is pre-recorded, so if Hive have any horrific things come out, then I didn't know about it. But I went on it and it was like shut down or something, or like it was like doing server patches for like a week or something, and I was like, fuck, nothing should take that a week.
I'm on it right now. And the last update I have is in like the last tweet that was posted from someone I follow was a week ago. So
that's good.
That should tell you everything.
That does tell me a few things.
Follow us on Pixo.
Yep.
Follow us on Bebo. Give us love on Bebo.
Yep.
Put us in your top 8 on MySpace.
Yep. Here is our BBM pin.
It's our BBM
It's
pin.
it's
Oh!
8008135.
Great. What a great commitment to that joke that is. Also, we haven't mentioned this, but if we do, for whatever weird reason, appear on your Spotify Wrapped, let us know. Send us a little screenshot.
Yeah. Jokes
That'd
aside,
be
we
cool
live
to
for
know.
validation. It's very pathetic, but we'd love to see it.
We do.
Spotify Wrapped is
I'd like to
well
see
out of
that.
the conversation at this point.
It's still December.
Yes, Nathan, this comes out in December.
The year's not done yet. Why do they do Spotify Wraps now? Because surely it's like, here's your top music of
Yeah.
the year, but it's not the whole year though, is it?
I think it's
just
because
11
around
months.
Spotify, everyone's Spotify gets fucked by Christmas songs.
Oh yeah, it'd just be Mariah Carey,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
just be a load of it. Be like, because you're always the one. Your mum dusts off a Bublé CD, and you're like, I'll get a playlist going. I can't have this. I need a bit of Elton John.
Not a fan of Bublé.
You're not a fan of Bublé?
I feel like he's like kind of carved out this place for himself as like the Christmas king or whatever, but I don't think he's earned that title.
Yeah, I definitely think he has some work to do to top other famed Christmas-centric artists.
He's no Paul McCartney
No, that's true.
and the Wings, and
I quite like one of his songs called Hollywood, mainly because it was a reinvention of Bublé's sound at the time. No, this is going to sound like I'm chatting shit, but I'm not. I know way too much about this song, Hollywood.
what's that? I feel like I know that song. How does that song go?
Na 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 na. na. Could you be a teenage idol? Could you be
yes.
a movie star?
Uh,
When I turn on my TV, will you smile
how does the
and
chorus
wave?
go?
So don't go higher for desire. Put it in your head, baby. Hollywood is dead.
Hollywood is
you
dead.
can find it in yourself. Keep on loving what is true, and the world will come to you. It's actually, like, unironically, I don't mind it. It's a good song. But I quite liked how it was Bublé's first foray into like kind of like preppy pop. And he spent the entire music video almost exclusively taking the piss out of Justin Bieber.
I only remember him driving a car. Isn't he just driving like a big red car?
He does. So he does a few impressions. He does James Dean. He does like one of like a classic Adrian Brody type, where like a pretentious method actor type thing.
Oh yeah.
And the most obvious one is the Justin Bieber one, because he's in like a purple hoodie, a snapback of Justin Bieber's early eras.
Classic.
Yeah. But I love the irony of like he was venturing into pop to try and sell more, and he was like, Justin Bieber's such a bitch, and I'm like, yeah, he's better than you at this. but anyway.
Do you remember when
Anyway,
he did,
go stream Hollywood
No.
by Michael Bublé.
Don't stream that. Do you remember stream this podcast instead?
Yeah.
Do you remember when he did Santa Baby, but the no homo version?
Yeah, Santa Buddy, right?
It was, yeah, like because that's like the most sexual Christmas song in the world.
Yeah.
But he was just like, Santa homie, give me a beer and get out of my house. Or something like that.
Let us put on Sky Sports, Santa Buddy.
It was all very safe and very like I'm not having sex. With
It was
someone.
incredibly spineless. For lyrics and a song.
And for that, he will always be a coward.
Yeah,
to me.
I agree. I have fun. Me and my mum have fond Christmas memories of putting up the Christmas tree, putting on that Michael Bublé Christmas album, and even at the young age of like maybe 11 or 12 or something, I was like, that's very pathetic that he couldn't just sing the song.
I know, what a coward.
I know. So go stream Michael Bublé. Go stream us. And we will see you next week, everyone. What a bizarre outro this was.
Yeah, is all that staying in?
Yeah.
All right.
They got to get to know us. They're all here now from Sunday and then.
Yeah, sure.
You got to get to know us. We will occasionally just interrupt the outro with a riff on Michael Bublé, and then we will interrupt the actual outro by commenting on our riff on Michael Bublé. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Santa baby,
We just say baby.
slip
I'm almost certain it's Buddy at some point.
for me.
Oh yeah, it's coming up. I can say.
I've been an awful good guy, Santa buddy, and hurry down the chimney.
Santa
Oh wait,
Buddy.
listen to this bit. Listen to this bit.
Santa Buddy, a 65 convertible to steel blue.
I want a car, Santa. I want a fucking car.
Give me a car, Santa, and a cigar as well. If there's anything else manly, I'll take that. Maybe a football. Give me a football.
Yeah,
Is he Canadian?
he's summing
Ben, reach out to me. Do they have footballs out in Canada?
footballs. You mean like footballs?
You know how they're sort of American, but not really.
Yeah.
Do they do like what they would call soccer, or is it like football, or do they do American football? What's their football? They just kick conkers around.
Just kick baby moose around.
Sorry, Ben.
Oh. sorry, Ben.
Sorry, Ben. That's what you get for showing up on our podcast unannounced.
Yeah. All right, let's
Right,
go.
Legitimately,
What we
goodbye, everyone. Now.
doing? Yeah, goodbye. See you later, folks.
Oh no.
Oh no, gosh, no. Oh golly.
Go.